Hello, hello. So today we're going to get the search head connected to the indexer cluster so it can go through and actually run searches across the data that's in the cluster right now. So to start with, we're going to go over to the search head and do a quick search real quick. So we'll do a index equals underscore internal. And whoa, that's a lot of stuff. That's interesting. So we can go to the host and we see that it's only the search head that's available. And if we go to Splunk server, this is the server that served up these logs, is again just the search head that's available. So to start with, there is, just like we did with the indexers, there's a couple of different ways to do this. You can do this from the GUI, or you can do it from the config. And for the config, you can either do it locally or you can push it out from a deployment server. I am going to do this locally on the search head, just for a change of pace instead of doing it from the deployment server. And really, this config isn't really going to anything else anyway, so I don't really care too much for it to be deployed from the deployment server. So here is the document. I'll have this linked in the description. It shows how to do it from the config file, which I think is the easiest way to do it. And then it also has the other options for doing it from the GUI and the CLI. So we're just going to copy this config, come over to Config Explorer, and I'm just going to put this in system local. Best practice is to put it in Etsy apps and a custom app for itself, but I'm just going to do it the sloppy way here. So we need to grab the host, and let me just cut this out. Cool. So for the manager URI, that's going to be the cluster manager. Oh, I forgot the .com. So for me, it's going to be cm.barelychili.com :8000. That is the management port. And since it's for the management port, we want to use HTTPS. The mode for this instance is going to be search head. And then the pass4 sim key is going to be whatever you set for pass4 sim key in the cluster manager. So for me, it was barely chili. I'm going to do Control S to save it and close that out. And if you need to decrypt your passcode or pass4 sim key, it looks like this when it's encrypted. I'll have another video showing how to decrypt it if you need to, for whatever reason you forgot it. So I'm going to click Save here. I'm going to go to Settings, Server Controls, and click Restart, and I'll be right back. And something that I should note, if you have like two independent search heads that are not part of a cluster, and maybe you have a deployment server that's separate, I would deploy it out from the deployment server, that config we just did, just so you don't have to go into each one and edit it. Whole purpose of the deployment server. I just did it locally just because I only have this one host that needs to connect. So now that it's connected, to verify, we can go to Settings, go to Distributed Search, and go to Search Peers. And in Search Peers, since we've connected it to the cluster manager, it's gone and given us the information of our search peers, the names, and all the statuses and such. From here, go to Search and Reporting. And I'm just going to go back to the search that I was running previously and click search. And now in the host count, I see 4, which is the search head that we're on and the 3 indexers. And if I go to the Splunk server option, it's showing me the search head and the 3 indexers. So obviously, that's the data that's in here. We don't have the data that's in here, and we don't have the data that's in here. As far as getting the search head hooked up to the indexer to search the data, this is done. But the next step that we need to do is just make sure that all of these components, like these and this, is forwarding its data into the indexer cluster and not locally indexing it. So we'll do that in the next one. So in this one, we got the search head connected to the indexer cluster, and we can see the data in the cluster now. So I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.